Greetings my peeps, I'm John the Verbose, and this is my video for the YouTube Pagan Challenge, week 30, on what does this time of year mean to you, referring to Lughnasadh. Well, here we are at the creek again. It's been a long time since I've actually posted a video. I think I'm 3 weeks behind. I am being eaten alive by mosquitoes right now. Seems like they get really bad this time of year, and plus there is absolutely no wind. I have been busy the last few weeks. This place looks different. I wanted to get back out here because once I started coming here, I was like, you know, this is a great spot to show the transition of time of the seasons. And because that is essential to my personal experiences in Druidry. And it is about feeling and experiencing the change in time and seasons. But I'm actually recording this in the middle of August, and Minneapolis Creek has risen significantly. You can see like how high I am on these anchor poles, and it is flowing quite rapidly. We've had a lot of rainfall lately in Minnesota, and the part of the dock that I normally put my camera on is almost submerged. But I am kneeling on this dock this time because, oh, there he is. There's a rather long-legged spider down there. I generally dislike spiders, and I'd rather not have one crawling on me randomly. So, I mean, there still could be one behind me for all I know, but anyway, I have celebrated Lughnasadh 3 different ways this year, and it's finally, like, my summer is finally winding down, and spiritually, my schedule for 2016 is not cleared yet. So it was towards the end of July that I hastily recorded 2 videos back to back so that I could later catch up with week 30. So like week 28 and 29, those were filmed rather hastily and uploaded because I had to go to the Deeply Rooted Traditions weekend, and where I was actually invited to speak on Reformed Druidry. Hey guys, I'm John the Verbose, and this is the YouTube Pagan Challenge video for week 30 on what does this time of year mean to you, referring to the tide of Lughnasadh, I suppose. Well, I am at the Deeply Rooted Traditions weekend out in central Wisconsin. So I'm very far from home, and I'm committed to camping here despite the fact that I forgot my tent rods at home and despite the fact that there's lodging available. So with my arrogance and hubris, I have created this druid's hovel, and I fit in it, and it is a glorified mosquito net. So this is going to be a fun weekend, and they're predicting storms. So I am John, also known as John the Verbose, and I'm representing the tradition of the Reformed Druids of North America. Thank you. So that was a really fun weekend and productive, and I got to meet a lot of really cool people. After that my car, my Saturn SL1, it was a 2000 model, it was diagnosed with a cracked head gasket. And so the repair, if we're lucky, probably $1,900. And so I was like, well, that's a down payment on another car. And so I had to do a lot of research, some test driving. I ended up with a 2016 Chevy Spark. And so I only got $200 for the trade-in of my poor little Saturn. But I had been saving up that I could put $2,500 down as a down payment. the one that I got was in a decent color. The name for the color is horrendous. It's called Toasted Marshmallow. But I really like my new car. So I went down to Northfield as my first road trip, and that's really only a 45-minute drive from the Twin Cities area. And Mike the Fool was in town. And Mike the Fool is the 30th Archdruid Emeritus of Carleton College, the mother grove of the RDNA. And so he was in town with his family, and so I went down to Carleton to meet up with him and spent the afternoon with him and his family and talked about Druidry and visited some old sites in the Arboretum that were old ritual sites that have now been overgrown with like buckthorn and whatnot. And so we had a bonfire. We didn't have any Lughnasadh rituals, so it was kind of a quasi-Lughnasadh gathering. And then I did have a Lughnasadh ritual with my grove, Oakdale Grove, of the Reformed Druids of North America. And I always look forward to Lughnasadh because it seems like a lot of people come out for that one, and I think that's just because they do. The weather has always been perfect. I did record that on video, but I didn't wear one of my microphones, and so I just had to amplify the audio from the camera, and there's so much wind that was cutting into it. It's like the audio was just useless. And it was a beautiful ritual, though, and I had a lot of fun. And so that was at Harriet Island in St. Paul. And so it was a great setting, very out in the open in the public. And that's really what I want to do with my grove, is make sure that we are publicly accessible. Yes, we do have private rituals, but we really want to put our best foot forward and be visible to the public and accessible. And then I really wanted to spend the next day at a ritual with the Northern Roots Grove. It is a local eclectic druid group. They are not affiliated with any druid order. They are eclectic in every sense of the term. And they had their ritual the day after I had mine, but this was after I had just got a new car. I had been driving around Minnesota and running errands and playing catch up, and I did have a vacation for all this from work too. But it was one of those things where you needed a vacation from your vacation, and I didn't get that, and so I was just going back-to-back things. And I wanted to go to their event on Sunday, but I woke up. I pretty much woke up a few minutes before their event would have been started, and so I was like, there's no way that I can get to their site on time. I'd get there by the time that the ritual's ending. And so I just fell back asleep and woke up, and once I finally woke up, I realized I had slept 16 hours. And so that weekend was the weekend that I was just really catching up on sleep, on the essentials. And so I was kind of bummed. I was actually really bummed that I missed that. But the next weekend, I was celebrating Lughnasadh with up north in central Minnesota with Dancing Waters Proto-Grove of ADF. And that was an awesome ritual at a really cool site. The Dancing Waters Proto-Grove, Northern Roots Grove, and which is the Eclectic Grove, and then Oakdale Grove of the Reformed Druids of North America, we were coming together to do an ADF ritual. But that was at the St. Paul Irish Fair, and I've already uploaded that video, and so you can go check that out. But it's like that, we had to do a lot of line memorization, and that was extremely public. We had an actual audience, and we were in this big dance event tent, and with the chairs that we had set up, there were actually people standing up in the back because they didn't have enough chairs set up. So that was a real belated Lughnasadh ritual, but it definitely had that Lughnasadh feel and the focus, and so it was a little intimidating at first, but I think once it was over, we had this sigh of relief that we pulled it off, and it was a success. And so that was a big first for the Minnesota Irish Fair and ADF's presence in the public eye. And so that was just last weekend for me. And the other thing that was bogging me down for time was that I had to make, I made 6 druid robes for that, because it was a stipulation put on by the Irish Fair's like board of directors or something, that if we're going to have this ritual there, then we have to memorize our lines, because it's going to be like an entertainment gig. We all should have like some sort of matching uniforms, and they were like, you should all wear matching white druid robes. So since I have already made druid robes in the past, I was recruited to make almost everyone's robe. If I eliminate all of my distractions, I can make a druid robe in about 5 hours. But that's 5 hours of my life that I have to be doing things at home, cleaning, making dinner. I almost said cleaning twice, but let's face it, I don't clean that often. I'm going to edit that out. Summer is drawing to a close. It still gets hot and humid. It's only 75 degrees out right now, but it is so humid. It's actually raining. It's sprinkling lightly, and there's thunder to the southwest. But I don't know what it is I like about this time of year. Probably it's because of my past successes with Lughnasadh and my grove, that it's just something that I look forward to. And plus, there's the knowledge in the back of my mind that we are approaching autumn. But this video has gone on long enough. There are planes following each other towards Minneapolis International as if this is the Berlin airlift. It's just one after the other. And it's raining, and there's thunder coming this way, and I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes, and there's another spider on this post right here. So, thank you for watching my video, and we will see you next week.